Hey, Dental Nachos crew, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho, with a Just Find Out key resource and sponsor, here to share with us on a super unique topic. Why would dentists want to invest in real estate? You're a dentist, you're thinking of investing. Why is real estate a good option, an interesting option for you? I have Alan Donenfeld, the CEO and founder of CityVest. Alan, thanks for being on with me. Share with our audience what you do and how you guys help dentists.
Sure. So good to be with you, Paul. I'm glad to take this time. So CityVest is a online investment website where we target representing dentists and doctors to invest in what we believe is the best investment asset class that they heretofore have not really had great access to. And we all know that saying of the rich get richer. Well, they get richer because they're investing in certain assets that aren't the typical ones like stocks and bonds, but high net worth people know that real estate is a long-term performing asset with less risk. And so we've targeted real estate as the area for dentists to invest in.
Awesome. And, we, in our part of our dental nachos community, we have dentists at all different ages or stages. So one might be sitting there thinking, I'm a young dentist in debt. I'm never going to have money. But then life passes and you have money and you have, money. Let's say you have $500,000 and you think, should I invest this in mutual funds? Should I be in the stock market? Should I be in real estate? I mean, just in the most basic level, how does it work to invest in real estate as a dentist, and what unique opportunities through CityVest allow dentists to be part of that?
Sure. So let me just discuss a couple of reasons why invest in real estate. And it's typically, historically, the stockbrokers have focused on stocks or bonds. 60-40 was the old split between asset classes. And slowly, many people have realized that real estate is the best asset class. So real estate has a bunch of unique characteristics. One is that it's a hard asset. So rather than investing in stocks or bonds, it's a hard asset. You can see what the real estate is, fairly unique as compared to stocks or bonds. Typically, real estate provides a high cash yield. So we all know that investing in high yielding stocks is a great thing, but real estate also on a cash on cash basis, real estate is a very high yield. You also can get leverage with real estate. So the borrowing capability of real estate allows you to get a higher cash on cash return. It might not be the exact amount that you invest in the real estate, but if you lever that with some mortgage financing, your cash on cash return could end up to be 10 to 15%. So there's three reasons. There are tax benefits that come from real estate, emanating from depreciation benefits. So those high cash yields that you get from real estate can often be shielded from any tax for a period of 3, 4, 5 years, meaning your after-tax return ends up to be 10 to 15%. And lastly, because of certain demographic trends, there's a equity buildup or a capital gain that usually is emanating from investing in real estate. So when you combine all of those, historically, if you look at real estate valuations between, say, year 2000 to today, we're well over 10% annual return on real estate, which exceeds what the S&P has done. And we all know that the S&P at today's high levels is very risky. We don't know what's going to happen to the stock market, but we know with some certainty what's happening with real estate. And just to cover a couple of demographic reasons why very long-term, you mentioned young dentists. Now is a good time for young dentists to start to put 25, 50, 100,000 into real estate investments for the long term, 7, 10, 15 years, because demographically right now, 2020, we have about 350 million people in the US. By year 2050, a good 30-year long period, we're going to have 100 million more Americans in this country through both birth, growth in population, and immigration. And those 100 million people have to live somewhere. So the specific area, I won't go into it too much on this video, but multifamily investing is really the safest segment of real estate because of that demographic trends. We all know that the big group of millennials that are out there, bigger than baby boomers, and even the group Gen Z behind millennials is even bigger. So there's about 77 million millennials, average age about 30. They're starting to look at buying real estate. Unfortunately, they've been priced out. So rental valuations for real estate have been going up. But as each of those groups age, and those large groups of millennials and Gen Z, real estate prices for the very long term are expected to go up. So there's a lot of demographic trends for why invest in real estate. And historically, that's been true for the past 20 years and even longer. There's a famous old quote by, I think it's Will Rogers, who said, "Don't wait to invest in real estate, buy real estate and wait."
Yeah.
So if you're a young doctor, invest in real estate today for the long term. Most of you don't have the time to analyze real estate, so invest with reputable people that you can trust, where it's a passive investment, and the long-term trend will be good.
I appreciate the explanation. You should teach dental school. You break down a complex subject and make it easy to understand. Now, I'm old and I just turned 43, so I'm old enough to remember, my grandparents had a lot of Merck stocks. I actually remember looking in the paper, seeing where Merck stock was, and me thinking, oh, I'm glad it's going up. Then, I was the generation where E-Trade and all these online brokers said, okay, you can go buy a stock, right? You can open up an account and buy a stock. So it was fairly easy for access.
Yeah.
Tell me about real estate. How would dentists get access to investing in things like this?
Well, that's maybe why it's such a great opportunity, because traditionally real estate has been extremely hard to access. Either you invest in your home and that was easy, you had to apply for your mortgage and you kept that real estate, but beyond your home, most people didn't invest in real estate. They might have had a condo or two condos of a vacation home that they rented out. That's not really serious real estate investing for return. And also then you have to manage the 3 T's if you buy a condo and rent it out: toilets, trash, and tenants. And nobody wants to deal with that. And it becomes less of a passive investment because you have to manage that condo. So what I'm talking about is investing in 400 unit multifamily developments and actually redeveloping it, having value add work done to the development to get a better long-term return. And I can go into the dynamics of what value add and core investing is, but real estate from a commercial real estate level as an investment, you're able to generate 15 to 20% kind of returns. And so what we've done is tried to make real estate accessible by dentists by accessing the most attractive area of real estate investing, which is with real estate private equity funds. And I'll go into that a little bit with a little anecdote about how I got into this business, which was my brother, an anesthesiologist, was looking to retire, make some investments. And the natural area that I suggested was real estate. The very large investment funds tend to outperform and have huge minimums, 2, 3, 5 million. But it's those mid-sized funds, 20 million to 500 to 200 million, that tend to outperform even the big funds generating 20% kind of annual returns. And so what I did was set up access funds and pooled doctors and dentists together so that with a lot of $25,000 and $50,000 investors, we could pool them together and then negotiate with a institutional investment fund to get better terms and access to these institutional private equity funds.
It sounds like a great opportunity. I know you've worked with the White Coat Investor. I know them, and they have a great presence in the medical space. At Dental Nachos, we have practice owners, people looking at, from practice owners towards retiring from dental school to becoming practice owners. No one really helps you on this journey, this financial journey, and it can be confusing. So dentists like details to a certain degree. Alan, is what we do. So let's just say, what are the details of, I'm a dentist. I say, okay, I'm looking to invest $25,000, $50,000, $100,000. How does CityVest help me? What do I do to connect with you? And how could someone reach out to you to learn more?
So at the front end, what I do is I am constantly looking for the best performing real estate private equity funds. And it's a rather time-consuming process. There's about 700 new real estate private equity funds per year. I look at almost every one of those funds to find those funds that have outperformance. And that the number one way of finding outperformance is through a prior audited track record. If you're a first-time fund manager without an audited track record, I don't really want to introduce dentists to that kind of fund. It's just not something that can be verified. So I want to find an audited track record, number one. I also want to make sure that the fund has an administrator, someone managing the capital, distributions, documentation. So there's a number of ingredients that we put into our due diligence, looking at those 700 funds a year. We whittle that huge group of 700 down to about 12 per year to find only the best of those funds. And then what we do is we put all of that information on our website, so dentists can go onto the website and do their own analysis of what offering we have. We have a overview of the investment, strategy, markets, track record, the bios of those team members, the terms of the investment, and the underlying fund documents and our documents for dentists. What we do is we create a access fund. We pool our people together, and then as a group, we have better investment terms than what that dentist could get by investing directly into that fund.
First, before you get to that, what's the best website for people if they're watching now and they say, hey, I want to check this out, what CityVest does, what's that best website for them to visit?
Yeah, CityVest.com.
CityVest.com.
is the website, and there's a button there that says investments, and you would click on that. You'll see a number of tiles of different offerings. We typically will do one offering at a time because we want to focus on the best of breed. We're not out there trying to sell 100 different investments. We invest in our own deals. We're looking for that best offering. And so at cityvest.com, clicking investment, you can find our latest offering.
Awesome. I know my dentist people, Alan, is normal. They like to feel special, get something special. What are the benefits of the Dental Nachos audience, through our collaboration, sponsorship, things like that? What are the benefits they would get by investing with CityVest through Dental Nachos?
Right. I appreciate the opportunity to present this to your dentists. I have a large following of doctors, and what I will provide to the Dental Nachos community is twofold. One is we typically require a $50,000 minimum investment, but for your dentist, we'll lower that to $25,000 to give them access to the deals we have right now in hopes that they see a number of offerings that they want to invest in. In addition, in the first year, we reduced the technology fee in half for the Dental Nachos community to lower the fees, increase the return a little bit.
Awesome. Well, I know the Dental Nachos community like that. We have a lot of interested people out there in strategies to grow their wealth. We want to get to a place where we can retire in a comfortable way, or at least make more freedom-based financial decisions. So we appreciate you being part of this. Anyone wants to reach out to us to learn more about what Alan CityVest do, we can reach out to us at salsa@dentalnachos.com or visit dentalnachos.com. Alan, one more time, if you just share your best contact information for the group before we jump off.
Sure. I'm happy to field calls from anybody that wants to call in. It's 212-593-1600. Alan at cityvest.com is an easy way to reach me through email, and I'm responsive and happy to walk anybody through what we've just discussed or more detail about why real estate versus stocks and bonds, how to diversify, correlation between stock market and real estate, why our product I think is better than REITs or individual deals. There's a whole lot of things to analyze. I'm happy to discuss that with anyone.
Awesome. And I mean, my whole concept is, JFO, just find out how to make your life better, how to figure out how to make things less annoying. As I'm home, with our young children, how to plan for your family as things go along too. So I appreciate being an asset to all of us in the community to do that. And we look forward to connecting with you more.
Happy to be part of your community.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.